ready for either one of those guys back at that moment as well too, and would have wanted either one of them. And now, I chose, and I'm on the toughest side of the bracket here. I'm on the same side of the bracket as two guys who have a win over me. So I picked the toughest fight, and I'm looking to write the best story.
All right, one more thing for me, Emmanuel, and I'll let you go. With this performance, you're looking to go 5 rounds, possibly if it goes the distance because it's the featherweight tournament. Have you been able to train for 5 rounds with the pandemic and everything that's been going on?
Absolutely, and I'm ready to the death, but I'm ready. We won't need them, so I know that, and the judges won't be needed. But everyone knows that I'm a cardio freak. I was born for this. I was made for this, and I can go to the death and till I got no more lungs. So, but I'm ready, and I'm hungry and determined and focused. So it's time.
All right, sir. Good luck on Thursday. Looking forward to the fight. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll go to Matthew Putterman.
Hey, what's up, Emmanuel? How you doing today?
What's up, Matthew Putterman? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. Hey, I just want to ask you, you're one of the few combat sport athletes that isn't afraid to show their faith that they have in God. I see a lot on your Instagram as well, too. You're posting a lot. What has God done for you in your life, and why would you like to portray yourself with that, too?
Wouldn't say necessarily that it's just portraying myself as that. It's all who I am and all who I choose to be. Is all because the glory to God that I'm here for this moment and this time, and I'm just very fortunate and very blessed. And I'll be honest, I don't deserve it, but I'm grateful for everything that God has done for me and put me in this position and on this platform to write my story for His glory and be able to share that with the world as well too. So I know how much I've been blessed with this, and I'm in the position to help bless others as well too. And I have that through martial arts, and for that I'm very grateful.
Definitely. My last question is for you. What have these months that you've had off, what have you evolved the most in your game? Like, is there any aspect you've evolved the most, or it's all around?
My spirit and my psyche. More than anything, I know obviously growing up as a man and mature and coming into really what I thought back then was the best me, but now in my prime, and now just having turned 30 years old, now I know I'm at that full capacity and close to the full capacity at least of hitting that peak of being able to use my mind as well as my body. And obviously I've needed the losses, I've needed the injuries, I've needed the wins and bad weight cuts and all those types of experiences to put me into this position to go out and shine my brightest.
Dan Yanofsky.
Hey, Emmanuel, how you doing today?
Great, my friend. How are you?
Not bad. I noticed that both of you haven't really fought in more than a year, and especially with this pandemic going on. Do you think that the time off, especially now that you're giving to work on yourself, do you think it benefits you in any way just because of how you've been training?
Yeah, absolutely. Throughout this whole time, it was rough. It was rough, but I never lost hope. So I never lost hope. Very grateful for the opportunity to be able to make this happen. Of course, a lot of people wish they could be there in attendance and see it. I wish that as well too. But more than anything, I'm just grateful that we're back and able to make this happen for not obviously not just myself, but all the other fighters as well too, knowing that they want to go out and shine and be able to provide for themselves, because that's what what we're able to do this for too. So I throughout this whole quarantine and downtime, lockdown, everything was able to grow in my game, in my mind, in my spirit, and I'm ready to go out and show that on Thursday.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
Donna?
Hey, Emmanuel, how's it going?
Great, my friend. How are you?
Not too bad. Now, this fight was going to happen. It was the very first thing to be cancelled during this pandemic. The weigh-ins were done. You were there. It was on. It was off. There was going to be fans. There was going to be no fans. You have had, and because of the way this tournament works, you have had your sights on Daniel Weichel for, like the last guy said, you've been out over a year. You've had your sights set on Daniel Weichel almost the entire time. How do you feel towards this man now?
The same. Like I said, I just stayed hopeful and was praying for him, for myself, for everyone else, and for the opportunity to be able to do this. Um, this was such a crazy thing that happened in the world and very unfortunate and confusing. And during these unprecedented times, we didn't know what to expect of what was going to happen or what could happen. But I just stayed positive, and I'm a strong man of God, so I just stayed praying for everyone in the moment. And I'm glad that we're finally here and we're able to make it happen. Throughout that whole time, I just knew, okay, with even a year-long layoff, we got to go through hell to get to heaven, right? So I mean, the more we gotta wait, that in suffering builds character, and with patience goes perseverance. And now it's just makes that moment much sweeter when I get the victory and I feel this. So
Perhaps the answer is obvious. I don't know, but I'll ask it anyway. What's the difference between 2016 when you guys were last in the cage together and now?
I'd have to say all the training that went into that, my nutrition. So not even just of how I make the weight and weight cutting, and my nutrition, that was a big thing. A lot of other people ask me too, what's so different about my game, and that's my significant other, Stacy Blythe, and through our um, Parallel Greatness company that we have built up, being able to help my other teammates as well too, make championship weight no problem, and be able to perform at our best. So for me, it was not, I would say, lack of skill, more so being able to put that into my game was like a supplement to my game to help enhance and fuel my body to perform at its best potential. And I believe I've showed that a lot in my most recent fights. And but also even in the losses as well too, that's what's helped me grow as a fighter and as a man. So I've used that going into my training and each and every single one of those fights as well too. And now I'm excited to go out there and show that again on Thursday night.
We'll take one from Rick.
Hola, señor Sanchez. ¿Cómo está?
Todo bien, hermano. ¿Cómo estás?
Muy bien. ¿Está bien hablarte dos preguntas en
Sí, sí,
español?
dame, está bien. Échale.
Una pregunta. Allá en México la gente está llamando a ti la campeona de la gente. Están mirando a ti. Tú eres la final en los cuatro peleadores. ¿Qué es esto ahorita en tu mente? Tú eres están llamando a ti la campeona de la gente.
Pues el campeón de la gente es algo que me da mucha alegría y motivación porque quiero inspirar y ayudar a mi gente y otros peleadores también que están en México, porque he quedado en contacto con muchos de Querétaro, de Guadalajara, de Durango, de Ciudad de México, y me han dicho que pues es difícil en estos tiempos, ¿verdad? Y pues estoy orando para ellos también. Y yo sé que ellos van a llegar a ese nivel también con, pues, del Ultimate Fighter o en Bellator o otras ligas bien grandes, y pues que ellos bien pueden conseguir esos sueños también y llegar donde yo estoy. Y pues sí, quiero ser el campeón de la gente y el próximo campeón mexicano del Bellator.
Esta es la última pregunta. Ahorita están haciendo ¿qué vas a hacer if tú ganaste esta pelea? ¿Qué vas a hacer con los $1 millón?
Pues ayudar a mi gente, a toda la gente mexicana y otra, pues gente sobre el mundo, porque yo lo veo como una bendición de Dios y como Él me ha bendecido pues, bastante, y yo siento que yo no lo merezco, entonces quiero ayudar a toda la gente también en las artes marciales, en mi fe, en las escuelas y en todo eso. Entonces yo me voy a quedar humilde y pues es algo que es bien grande. Y pues sí, es mucha motivación, pero obvia, ayudarme a mi familia, pero también a mi gente.
You mind answering that in English as well?
So I was asked that what would I do with $1 million? And of course, everyone asked me to go all out, but God has, blessed me with this moment and this opportunity to be on this platform. And I feel so undeserving of it, but knowing that I've been able to receive all this, then it is better to give than to receive. So I know I would be able to go and help people in mixed martial arts people who, in children's hospitals, people who are losing their faith, people who are dealing with ailments. So that's what I plan to do with this, obviously the grand prize money of the $1 million, and obviously do great things for my family and other people who have helped me as well too, and be an intelligent businessman.
Great. Simon?
Hey, Emmanuel, I have this one for you here. You're fighting with your opponent again, but you got to talk to me. What does the word the Matador mean to you? Like, why would you pick that nickname?
So I got that nickname from my coach, Duke Rufus. That flies back all the way to 2014 before I made my Bellator debut. And I was starting on the rise with him, fighting locally in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I didn't have a nickname then. I just was sticking to my strong name of Emmanuel Sanchez. And it came from the earliest boxers in my day that he really wanted me to emulate and fight like Jorge Linares, Oscar De La Hoya, Canelo Alvarez. And now you see that in Ryan Garcia and some of the slickest, smoothest boxers. And likewise in Muay Thai as well, too. And as they say, the bull is stronger, but the matador is smarter. So even the greatest, Muhammad Ali, went out and said that. And I believe that I live up to that moniker. So obviously, through the country of Spain, and it's the bullfighter. But in Mexico, I would see they have it something different. It'd be the killer. But for me, it's someone who goes out there, and I know someone's going to go out there and try to take my head off and want to kill me. But float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, and the hands can't hit what the eyes can't see. So I'm going to be like a ghost in there and don't get hit. They can't touch this. You know what I'm saying? Like Rick James. But I know I want to fight like one of the toughest, come forward, grittiest fighters, but be also one of the slickest fighters in this era and in this time.
All right, cool. That's all I have for you today. Sorry about that.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill.
We'll move on to Jay Anderson.
Hey, thanks very much. And Emmanuel, just a quick one. You mentioned being on the toughest side of the bracket, and it's hard to argue with the champ being there. And of course, you do have history with him. Are you kind of pulling for him to defend the title Thursday so you can avenge that loss? And how do you see that fight going?
You already know that's the story I'm trying to write. So you taking the words and thoughts right out of my head and my mouth. But yeah, when you do look at the bracket and how all the brackets set up, going back to that selection show, I chose the toughest side of the bracket. And I didn't anticipate the champion being on the same side as me, but I picked the toughest fight, a guy who already has a win over me, and Daniel Weichel. And with the champion being on my side as well too, there's two guys who have a win over me. So absolutely, I'm pulling for the champion. And I would want him to win because I want that victory back as well too. Looking back on all this, obviously it wasn't meant for me to beat Daniel Weichel in Kansas back in 2016. It wasn't meant for me to defeat Patricio Pitbull in Israel in 2018. But now here we are, and there's a lot more on the line too with the stakes and the platform that we're on. So this is something that I'm really looking to write, a great legendary story, and the man who went and avenged his losses and went out to win this Featherweight Grand Prix.
All right, best of luck on Thursday.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll take one or two more here. Santiago.
Hi, Emmanuel. Greetings from Amsterdam. Is Duke Rufus going to be in your, is Duke Rufus going to be in your corner for this fight?
Absolutely. I got my coach with me all week right here. He's a very busy man. I got another teammate next week that unfortunately he's not being able to go for the next week's Bellator card, but he'll be in my teammate Paul Felder's card this weekend as well too, after mine. So we're just taking care of business left and right. We had all that downtime with having lockdown and everything that was going on in the world, but now with all these fights picking back up, he's staying a very busy, hungry man, and that's our leader, leading from the front. So he's dedicated, committed, focused and hungry to win. So he instills that in us too, and we're just gonna go out there and we grind together, we shine together.
You beat Tywin Claxton in a very convincing way by triangle choke. That was your second triangle choke in Bellator. Do you feel comfortable on your back?
Oh, absolutely. Triangles everywhere. So I'm all about the pizzas. So that's how I live that life. I can put people to sleep on the ground or on my feet, and that's my moniker from right there. Whether it's with my hands on my legs, whether it's with striking or submissions, either way. I look to finish the fight everywhere. I'm a finisher, and that's something that I really aspire and instill in myself to go out there and go do. And I just believe in my mindset and believe in my greatness, and I know what I'm capable of. And I'm happy that I'm able to showcase all those skills now. And I think being able to fight off your back is something that a lot of MMA fighters throughout the whole world, not just in my division or whatever said organization, but a lot of people and fighters, male or female, need to have in their game, because you can always obviously win from your back too, not just with submissions, but also Nico Price, great guy as well too. You can finish a lot of people from the bottom as well too. Doing damage from the bottom makes you a much more dangerous fighter. So I know I believe in keeping myself humble, that I'm a complete fighter and I can fight everywhere, and I'm just as dangerous as I am on bottom as I am on top.
All right. Thank you very much, Emmanuel. Appreciate your time. We'll be
Thank you,
joined
Coach.